once she touched the lion head, wow, it's like she got possessed. Then she start dancing, it's like
The lion spirit, he went to her.
we were very amazed. She was full of energy.
I think it's something to do with the bell.
Yeah, it's a magic bell.
The bell has some mana inside. Hi, I'm Adila.
I'm Shen, and welcome to Kiasu Design Live.
For today's episode, will be in collaboration with Design Singapore in support of their latest campaign,
People of Design.
So what is People of Design? It's basically where we honor the everyday visionaries among us who are making meaningful contributions to society through design.
Right, so these people, they come from all walks of life. They can be anyone, but share a collective aspirations to make things better. So the
Yes.
campaign is to celebrate people like this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Adila,
Yeah.
you know lion dance is quite popular in Singapore.
Really? Okay.
You're Singaporean now.
I'm just kidding.
So sometimes you're here by the roadside, there's a lorry, then
Yes.
a bunch of people on the lorry, then they do all the what sounds to be like dong dong chang.
I have a funny story. Just a bit.
yeah, sure.
There was one night I heard this sound near my house, and then my daughter actually asked, "What's that sound?" I told her it's a lion dance. And she really asked me, "Is there a lion?" I don't know how to explain.
Technically, yes.
She imagined it as a lion dancing, like a real
A
lion.
lion dancing. Oh.
But it was at night, so I couldn't bring her there. So yeah. So back to the point.
Who do you usually think are the ones with the instruments or inside the lion?
Yeah, younger guys.
Right. But what if I tell you these people can also be pioneer generations?
Wow, then they must be very fit lah. Six-pack uncle.
Six-pack. Okay. So what if I tell you this initiative called the Silver Pride Lion Troupe? It's an initiative born out of a design thinking program.
I think it's quite interesting.
So today, we are really super fortunate to be speaking to not one, but two people of design who made this whole program possible.
Yeah, so from NextOfKin Creatives, let's welcome Hao Jie and Edmund.
Edmund!
Hello.
Hello, guys.
Hi, I'm Hao Jie. I'm a design manager at NextOfKin Creatives, in short, NOK. I've been with NOK for 8 years, and I've joined since graduating from NUS. And my role here is to manage and guide the team at NOK. Besides that, I also do part-time adjunct lecturing at NAFA for the BA Design Practice program.
Hi, I'm Edmund. I have been at NOK for 2 years. Currently, I'm in charge of working on product experiences, user experiences for different brands, different clients.
Just a quick description about NOK, right? So we are a strategic design studio based in Singapore, and we have a satellite studio in Taipei as well as Shanghai. So we primarily do innovation design work where we use creative thinking to push boundaries and shape the future. So a lot of times we call ourselves agents of change. It sounds very very noble, right? But I think it's true that we believe that design is an attitude that empowers positive outcomes. So we have teammates who are good at ethnographic research, industrial design, interaction design, motion graphics, animation. So we really bring all these ingredients together to, and through design, make magic. Yeah.
We really want to dive into the project called the Silver Pride Lion Troupe. What do you think of our introduction, and also maybe just tell us more about this project as well?
Yes, the project Silver Pride Lion Troupe is basically a multi-ethnic and a senior-friendly program that teaches seniors how to lion dance. And I think so far we are considered the first lion dance troupe for seniors. All in all, it consists of a progressive training program where these seniors engage in physical and social activities through lion dance, and is adapted for not only ambulant but also wheelchair-bound participants. Yeah, actually, for us, before we embarked on this project, we also had the same impression. Like when we think of lion dance, right, always feels like it's an Ah-Beng kind of sport.
Ah-Beng sports.
Yeah, like you always see those Ah-Bengs on the lorries, and they have all the lion dance equipment. I mean, I actually stay a few floors above a family of lion dancers. So actually every weekend you will definitely hear, and to me it's always like a weekly occurrence. So to be able to work on this project, to me personally, is also quite insightful because I get to kind of enter that world that I never thought I would be a part of.
Yeah, because this Silver Pride Lion Troupe, it's actually a pilot program that's supported by Lian Foundation. So Lian Foundation, their focus is really in putting their money into senior care and I think early childhood as
Yeah.
well.
Oh wow, two extremes.
Yes, yeah. So we work with them to experiment with new ways to strengthen the health and well-being of an aging population. And the key here was to use untapped assets from the cultural heritage sector. So beyond this Silver Pride Lion Troupe, it's actually part of a bigger idea that we have called In Heritage. So we really want to find all these assets in heritage to leverage all these different forms, like you have Indian drumming, you have Malay dance, and Singapore is so rich with these cultural heritage, right? How can we leverage these to activate seniors, activate their memories?
Cool.
And I think a very big cultural asset that we are all very familiar with is around food, right? Food from different ethnicities, from different regions, often spark a very strong memory connection with these seniors. So we also were very interested to see what can we tap on within Singapore culturally to unlock and activate these seniors for active aging.
And I think it's so important in Singapore, like so many of us are foodies.
Yes, and especially since a common food like nasi lemak, everyone enjoys it, right? Everyone knows what it's about, so it's a shared cultural, basically. I'm keen to know how did this project started, and why did you choose to work specifically with seniors?
So we have to start with a bit of backstory about ourselves. Beyond our day jobs, right, Edmund and I work on side projects, and one of the projects that we worked on was for the heritage sector, where we redesigned a Monkey King statue with a local 128-year-old Taoist effigy heritage workshop called Sei Tianheng Heritage Workshop. Yeah, so that's for another podcast lah.
So is the workshop 128-year-old or is a person 128-year-old?
Gotta unpack this.
The workshop is 128-year-old. Now they are at the 4th generation owner already. So happens that the 4th generation owner is a program director at Lian Foundation. So that's where where we make that connection, right? Because on the side, I also work on projects around designing and research for seniors. So that's where I connect with the program director in Lian Foundation. That's where we got started, and we connected professionally as well, and connected NOK. So that's how it all started, like really bringing our own personality and flavor to the team of what Edmund and I have been doing outside of work.
Okay, so what we understand is that, okay, you're very into heritage design, have experience on that. You also have experience working around the senior. So you find what's the intersection, right? And then connected with Lian Foundation. I think we are also really interested to know also like how did it then trickle down to becoming a lion dance troupe?
So I think very much on brand with Lian Foundation. So they believe in this thing called radical philanthropy. So they are on a mission to put out provocations in the society, and hopefully people kind of pick up on these provocations and act on creating a different, more diverse future on active aging can look like. So for us, it actually didn't start with heritage. We started with a lot of different ideas. So very much like in the design thinking process, it was basically an internal pitch to Lian Foundation. So we conducted an internal workshop where we threw out ideas. Ideas as crazy as, what if seniors can rediscover their roots by taking the DNA tests? So after taking the DNA test, perhaps they are able to trace back where, maybe for some of the Chinese seniors, where in China were they from? Like we're throwing out ideas like this. We're even thinking around controversial ideas around the sexual needs of seniors, because at that age, they do still have those needs, right? So it was from this variety of ideas, where one of the ideas was around rekindling tribes. So in the past, especially for the Chinese, descendants from China came to Singapore, and they relied a lot on clans and associations. So we wanted to use that connection to kind of rekindle that community where we can activate the seniors again. So you see, that's where the connection to the lion dance is, because a lot of these clans and associations have lion dance as part of their martial arts training.
And can you illustrate, like when you're throwing out all the ideas, is it like sticky notes? Like how does it happen?
Oh,
Yeah, I recall the very first session, Hao Jie basically told us that, hey, maybe we should just go to a senior activity center, right?
Yes.
In which part of Singapore?
it was in Khatib.
Yeah, in Khatib to just be immersed in the in the senior activity center space. Yeah, and then even draw inspiration from what they're already doing. So we actually went there and then we just found a table and then we came together to just jam on post-it notes while being surrounded by seniors. So that was quite a memorable one.
But how do you explain that you are coming here to experience? Like, did they like
Okay.
ask you, like, why are you here? What are you doing here?
The context is that they are also running a cafe. It's a cafe run by seniors.
Oh, where?
okay.
Khatib?
Yeah, it's at Khatib. It's right beside the MRT.
That's so interesting. Okay, we will find out details and put it in the show notes.
Yeah, so I also became a member because of that.
Wow.
And yeah, sticky notes were involved. We brought mahjong paper. We didn't seek permission. We stick on the glass. And then we did brainstorm there. We throw ideas out. And really through our own experience, our life experiences, where we came up with these variety of ideas. Yeah. So after that brainstorm, we quickly regrouped and made a pitch to Lian Foundation in terms of what kind of direction we can go for. And that's when they picked the rekindling tribes as one of the key directions. So at that point of time, they were also working with some lion dance troops as well.
Yeah.
So we made that connection, and we realized, the lion dance troop seniors, don't match the two concepts. Usually, you don't think about seniors doing that.
But that's radical, right?
Yeah,
that's
that
very cool.
exactly. Yeah, because even within the idea of rekindling tribes, we had ideas around flower arrangement,
Workshops, yeah.
workshops.
Yeah, some fine motor skills, even things like opera singing, right? Like, can it be used to train their lung capacity, to help them to project their voice for vitality, things like that. Yeah, so there were really a lot of different ideas that we were thinking around on how to activate seniors through heritage. And I think that also involved us making visits to different clans and associations in Singapore. So I think at the very early stages of the research, we also went to Zhang clan, which is actually my surname lah. So it's my
Your clan.
Wow.
it's my clan. Yeah, it's quite interesting because I think, as you all know, like when you ask people like where are all these clans, right? For the youth, it's a very unfamiliar kind of topic. They don't know what they are doing right now. They don't know even where they are, right? They don't even know whether they still exist. But then I think for Zhang clan, they still have a very thriving youth member group, and they regularly host like volunteer activities like block painting sessions, gala dinners, networking sessions. So actually a lot of these clans have evolved into almost like a networking hub that will connect you with other people of the same surname, basically, to connect and to talk about business. Yeah, so we also got to learn more about what they do, and I have also signed up for like a membership with them. It's actually quite worth it because it's like for $20 you get like a lifetime clan membership, and then they will invite you to the events.
Are you promoting for fellow Zhang clan?
Yeah, but the actual story is that I haven't been to any of their events yet, even though they have
I
always
was just
asked me.
about to ask you, are you like an active youth?
So is it only exclusive to people with the surname Zhang?
Yeah, so whether you are a Zhang, you are a Chong, you are a Chan, as long as your Chinese surname is Zhang, then you're part of this big family.
I tried to sign up, but he said you have to change your surname first.
Or you can create your own clan, Hao Jie.
Yeah. Oh yes, please.
I'm also keen to understand if there is something similar for Malays,
ah. Not really a clan, but it's more of like, for some Malays, they're descendants from the Arabic descendant. Yeah, so maybe they look Malay, but actually they have some Arabic blood. So they have a certain name called Al-Haddad, or theirs is like Arabic.
So it's like a unique identifier.
Yes,
like
correct.
You can tell from their surname where they.
Yeah, they are like
They are
this group.
descendants
Not really a
from-
clan though. They're just like these descendants.
Oh.
Yeah, most probably they have some link up to people in UAE or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah. So back to you guys. So basically, can you expand more about the roles that you have in this project, like Edmund and Hao Jie? What did you guys do specifically?
Yeah, so for me, I was mainly involved in more on the nitty-gritty, the micro kind of touch points, from the branding to the collaterals, even down to creating brochures to recruit the elderly to join the program. One of the brochures that we came up with was, like, it came the tagline, like, hey, like, can you dance better than your granddaughter? Something like that.
Whoa, I like that.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so provocative.
Yeah, like trying to use humor and like a light-hearted spirit to attract seniors to join, but at the same time also trying to lower the barrier of entry. Like anybody can join. It's casual. It's not serious. It's fun. Yeah, I think one pretty memorable part for me was also being able to have a hand in like silk screening the belts, the waistbands, because for lion dance, right, I think a very key component is like before they go for lion dance, they have to wear that attire, and then part of the attire involves tying this very long cloth belt around their waist. So we wanted to also capture that touch point, or rather that ritual for the seniors before they get into lion dance. So we also designed these belts for them as well.
What are these belts for? Is it to
yeah.
carry to carry the equipment or something or what?
Yeah, I think it's more like a martial arts thing because
Oh,
they will wear this very long pants. I think it's pretty loose as well, so they need this belt to secure it almost. I also heard stuff like it helps to kind of like lift up your diaphragm.
Oh, is it like
tucks in your
corset?
core lah. Yeah, or like those when those people go for gym, they will wear those waist belts.
Okay. Yes.
It has multiple functions
Yeah.
also. The version of lion dance where they jump around, it's
yeah.
also a touch point where they grab and then pull the front person up so they can jump higher.
Yeah.
Do you-
Also, so they can pull from that waistband.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow, it's a
Okay.
literal touch point.
Wow, nice one.
Because it was very cute lah. Like the Edmund did the belts, and then in the session itself, each seniors before the start of the lesson, they presented this belt, and then the trainer was doing this to them.
Yeah.
So with the open palm and the closed fist, the usual greeting. It's very cute lah.
It's almost like we are officially inviting them to join the troupe and to kind of inculcate this sense of belonging. Like now you are part of this Silver Pride Lion Troupe. Yeah, so I thought that was actually quite a memorable touch point for us.
How about you, Hao Jie?
My role is really more of the project management, where I see the project from start to end, from the starting of storytelling, pitching, to Lian Foundation, to managing designers working on the project, and then managing the stakeholders as well. So there were multiple people that we worked with actually. So we are not the only one. So NextOfKin is one part of the project partner. The other partner that we want to give a shout out to is Bridging Generations. So this lady called Lin Wong, whom we work closely. So Bridging Generations is a heritage consultancy. This lady, Lin Wong, she knows lion dance as well. So it was very helpful for her to be part of the team, to contribute her knowledge, and also eventually deliver the training program.
Okay, so she's like immersed in the whole program with your giving advice.
Yeah, in fact, she was the one that also modified the entire lion dance choreography so that it can be adapted for seniors, because we as designers only know so much about the ins and outs of the different moves, the different choreography, but she's able to respectfully adapt it so that it can be applied for not only ambulance but also wheelchair-bound seniors. And actually that part was very, very critical in this whole program, because ultimately we also wanted to almost not bastardize the lion dance cultural heritage into something that is almost, like chimera of a different dance altogether.
Exactly, it was important, and one of the key things, so in the field of lion dance, there's this thing called jianghu. How do you call it? The pugilistic world of lion dance and martial arts. Yes, so it was important not to disrespect this jianghu. And what Lin did was that she consulted the third generation of this famous martial artist called Wong Fei Hong.
I've heard his name before.
Yeah.
I've heard of his name
If you
before.
if you heard, then
The household name for martial arts.
Yeah.
yes,
Okay, I've heard of his name before.
So I think my role here was to really conduct the team to go down and do the testing, do the research with these partners. There are two other partners that we worked with, the Fei Yue Active Aging Center at Holland Close, as well as Yong En Active Hub. So eventually we did the pilot with the Fei Yue Active Aging Center at Holland Close. So working with the staff there, understanding, sometimes they'll tell us, hey, the seniors today, it's too long already, they're quite tired, like, can you adjust? Or they'll feedback to us, hey, okay, they're okay, they're not so tired. So it's all these conversations and communications to make sure that the seniors are receiving the best experience from us.
Right.
For how long was this pilot?
5 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, 5 or 6 weeks pilot.
Oh, from the giving out of the belt
the-
and
Yeah.
the hand signs all the way to performing.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, nice.
I think 5 to 6 to us, to be honest, now in retrospect, felt a little bit short because
Okay.
towards the middle of the program, I think, yeah, we could kind of see that it wasn't as easy as we thought for the seniors to memorize the steps and then being able to string the entire sequence into a performance. So I think with the limited time that they had, we also had to kind of balance expectations as well as their time and their physical capabilities. So I think, yeah, if we could have it our way, definitely we will want the next program to be longer.
Longer. I see. So you spoke about this 5 to 6 weeks of program, which you think in retrospect it can be longer. So maybe you can just bring us through a process of y'all designing this program.
Yeah, so I think at the start it was really about being on the ground and going down to those two active aging centers that we were working with. I think we went there really a lot of times. I can remember like around close to 10 times. We just kept going over, disturbing them. So we brought over the lion head, right? I think when they first saw the lion head, they were already very excited because they never knew that they would have the chance to be inside a lion head. Because I think since when they were young, they only had the experience of seeing it from afar. But being able to be inside it was quite magical for them. So I think that first touch with the lion head was already something. It was also for us to gauge their interest, like whether, if let's say we were to pilot this program with them, would they be keen to take it up? So we had to, we
Early
basically brought
feedback.
early feedback. Yeah, and then after that, based on the feedback, then we kind of prototype some quick hacks on how the seniors can then maneuver the lion head easier and more conveniently. So it was really working with like 3D printing, being able to quickly print out some of these iterations. So from a 3D software, we modeled different forms and shapes of the handles and the inner controls, and then we tested these controls with the seniors at those centers to get feedback. So it was like a constant back and forth, like after they told us what is good and what is bad, then we took those and then we brought it back, and then we did another round, and then we went back again and did the same thing. So I think that was really very crucial for us to design something that eventually these seniors will use.
Yeah, actually, we even throughout the program itself, we are constantly tweaking the mechanisms. So for the listeners' context, the mechanisms that we did was to really reduce the effort for the seniors to activate the eyes and the ears. So you know the lion dance, the eyes will blink, right? Then the ears will
Yes.
flap out.
Super
so
cute.
usually it's activated with a string where you pull in the middle, but it was very cumbersome for the seniors. So we kind of reroute the mechanisms into a simple handle at the side to activate it. And we added things like cushions on the lion head.
Was there a fan inside?
That was one of the ideas, but weight was a concern. Weight
Oh,
was
that's
a
true.
concern.
You have to
Okay.
balance it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a question though. Do you guys have to dismantle a present lion head first to understand? Then you come up with a better version?
That's right. So at the start, we bought a lion head off Carousel for $250.
They do sell
But they do sell, and the people who are selling are the lion troops themselves who go around performing. When it becomes a bit older, they want to update and refresh their lion, they will just purchase new lions. So the old ones, then they will sell on Carousel lor. Yeah.
I see.
So we bought one, we took out the mechanism to study, we took out the mouth to see how easier can the seniors activate the mouth movement as well. Yeah, and through that we started to throw out hypotheses. Hey, what if we can have a spring here to help with the mouth movement so that they don't need to always activate it? What if we do this? What if we do that? So there were a lot of assumptions and hypotheses that were thrown out at the start. So even without going, because imagine if you go to the seniors with a lion head, hey, how to improve the lion head? They won't have any ideas, right? But if you prototype and make things tangible for them to test, then that's when we get real feedback. as part of the whole process of improving the whole experience of using the lion head.
Okay, I have another question. Because since you basically bought a second-hand lion head, did you guys decide to maybe speak to anyone from the Abing directly?
Consult and
Consult and Abing who lion dancers, and maybe ask him, hey, this is the lion head that you are used to. Check out this other creation that I did. What do you guys think? Yeah.
It's like a professional consult.
Did you guys
Yeah, I
did
mean,
that? Or?
I think the closest that we had was speaking to this very seasoned lion head supplier who supplies all these heads to like different troops around Singapore. So I think he's very in the know of like, okay, what are some of the updates in this new batch of lion heads. Apparently, like there are a lot of small changes that these heads have went throughout the years to improve not only the weight of the lion, but also like maybe the materials, the material finishings, even down to
The color of the
colours.
fur.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like
so,
a new
so
iPhone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the model that we ordered to hack eventually was one where usually it's made of paper, so they will layer paper, kind of paper mache, right, over the lion head. But this new one, the cover was all mesh material, so it's breathable. The seniors can see through it. So we specially ordered that from the supplier.
Same
And we
supplier?
hacked that one. Yes.
So where is it now?
Right now, it's beside our entrance to welcome all the luck into the office.
So it has another usage lah.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
I'm also interested because you said you have hypotheses, right? And then you go through these design iterations. Actually, it's very, very resonating with us also. Although the world is a bit different, ours is more digital, but the process is very much similar. And a lot of times when we are designing, we do have a certain objective that we want to hit with our hypothesis. So I'm also very keen to understand, do you all have any goals or any objective in mind?
That's an interesting question, which we've discussed with our project sponsor, Lian Foundation, as well. So at the start of the project, we were quite ambitious. We wanted to test, before the pilot program, what's their grip strength like? What's their arm strength? What maybe measuring their blood pressure to make things very tangible and
Scientifically proven almost.
yeah, scientifically proven.
Yeah. I think the challenge that we thought was interesting then was like, because ultimately it's still like a cultural activity, right? But then how can we make it much more relevant and pointed for seniors? Like what if by going through lion dance, for example, you can actually see real benefits to your overall health? And we kind of thought that correlation between a cultural activity and actually being able to provide real tangible benefits for seniors was something that was worth solving. So I think at the start we were actually really looking into what if by going through these 6 weeks you get a 20% increase of your grip strength, and that allows you to perform your daily activities with ease, for example.
Right.
Yeah. So what we did actually was to measure that grip strength at the start and also blood pressure.
Yeah,
right?
blood pressure.
And at the end. And we were mindful that this is just a pilot project. It was only a 5 to 6 week program. I think we all aligned that you won't be able to see much of the improvement through this 5 to 6 week. Right? But looking at one of the main performers, Mr. Tan, right, the grip strength really increased quite a bit from what we measured. But coming from the client, Lian Foundation, they were really understanding because it's such a short program. Eventually, the conclusion was that as long as seniors are enjoying the program, I think that's more than enough for this pilot project.
Nice. And how do you all know that seniors are truly enjoying this?
Do you have a feedback
From the,
form?
from the smiles on their
NPS.
faces.
Like how up their smiles are?
Yes. We use so we had a post survey, a pre and post survey to measure their satisfaction with the program, and not surprisingly, they gave us a 10 out of 10 lah.
Wow.
And some of them wanted to give more points.
Wow.
Yeah, so they really enjoyed that program and working towards its end goal of performing for their community.
I think beyond that, we also saw a lot of results that were, I guess, less quantifiable. Because we have also heard stories from the seniors that, like at the start, they actually didn't feel very confident that they would be able to go through this whole program, let alone perform at the end, right? But towards the end, I think for the finale, they actually invited their friends, their family to come and watch. And being able to perform in front of them at that age, I think was something that they really found very precious. So yeah, we actually heard some of them sharing with us that they were actually very thankful that they were able to go through this course. Even though at the start, some of their children actually questioned them, are you serious? You want to go through this lion dance program?
Is it
but
scam?
I think being able to, yeah, it sounded quite ridiculous, I guess, at the start.
So at the start, to counter this kind of reservations and like friction from people, right? Not just from their family members, but also from maybe other seniors who are not as keen on doing this. What did you guys do to attract these seniors into the program?
For this program, we really threw it out there. We were also doubting ourselves, hey, are seniors going to join or not? Eventually, they did. We had a cohort of around 20 seniors that followed us through. Honestly, we didn't have to do much to really bring in those seniors. The staff members at Fei Yue Active Aging Center were really helpful to bring in these seniors as well. In fact, the seniors who participated are not just the 20 seniors that we recruited. Right? Throughout the program, as we bring the lion dance practices into the void deck, that's where we create what we call visible communities. Then people who walk by and they can join in, they can just sit in and
Kepo a bit.
Correct. So even non-Chinese seniors, like there was a Malay makcik,
Like a few of them actually.
who just sat in, and we presented them the belt as well. They put on the belt, and once she touched the lion head, it's like she got possessed. Then she started dancing, like it's like
The lion spirit.
the lion spirit.
He went to her.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
that's amazing.
we were very amazed. She was full of energy. Because we had assumptions
I think
also
it's
like,
something
hey,
to do with the belt.
It's a magic belt.
The belt
There's
has,
some sort of an energy.
the belt has some mana inside.
What do you sow inside, Edmund?
we were very amazed. We were really, really amazed at her energy. Of course, she didn't have time to follow through our program, right? But it was really encouraging to see the community coming together. And the Fei Yue Active Aging Center staff did tell us, maybe they should bring more programs out of their center, because most of the programs are held within the closed compound of the center. But if we do that more often, bringing it out, we can attract more people, and they can at the same time hit their KPI also.
Yeah, it's like an organic growth, right? And I think you don't even have to do much. People just come intrinsically. I'm really interested because just now you talk about the lion head, right? Because there's only one lion head in the whole lion dance, right? Were the seniors like, I want the head, I want to be the head? Like, how do you
Fighting over the head,
Yeah.
basically.
How do you manage and delegate like who does what?
Yeah, it was definitely a very hotly contested part of the lion dance. They all want to have a hand at trying out the head for themselves. One of the very early session, we passed the whole lion head around the entire group. Okay, of course you will have some seniors who are less physically able. I think they could kind of recognize that maybe that role was not for them. But there were a few who were definitely more fit than they wanted to be the main character of this troupe.
Yeah.
Main character.
To be able to try out the head for themselves.
Yes.
Right.
I guess for us, we also identified that eventually it was really near impossible to provide a head for everyone when they are training. So what we did was that we actually bought hula hoops from Decathlon to substitute the action of maneuvering a head through this apparatus. And then, of course, then some of the fitter ones, towards the end, they say, actually, this hula hoop a bit no kick. It's too light already. So then we took a step forward. We actually bought some weighted sleeves to attach to the hula hoops so that it's a bit more challenging for them.
Well, maybe you can share with us a day in the life of a senior who is going through lion dance training. Like, what do? Do they start out with like some meditation?
Breakfast. Oh, sorry. Meditation first, definitely, yes.
Some setting intentions, meditation, and then warm up. Yeah.
You're exactly right. So that's where both the kind of like the product design and the lion head comes together with the choreograph design and the curriculum design. So imagine you're a senior. It's 2:30 on Thursday. Then you remember, today got lion dance. So you make your way down to the void deck, and you see your kakis hanging around and preparing for the lion dance program, and the trainer is setting up her equipment. So the trainer comes with hula hoops with weight and some frame lion head that's a bit lighter for
Even like stress balls.
yeah, they have stress balls as well. So the lesson starts. The trainer starts a song like the Wong Fei Hong song lah.
To set the scene.
What is it? Hyping up them lah.
Yeah,
hype them
Yes,
up lah.
yeah. That's kind of like a exercise routine to warm up before the actual training. So it consists of simple exercises like raising your hands, squeezing your hands, right, as part of improving your grip strength. So we call this the lion dance chair Zumba. So for the listeners' context, in a lot of these active aging hubs, they have activity called chair Zumba, which we've also observed at the start of the research, where they sit in rows and they sit on a chair and they follow a video to do this exercise. So anyone can join, whether you are ambulant or wheelchair bound, you can join. Right. So we took this idea, and you start with this chair Zumba as a warm-up, as part of the fitness program. So back to the senior, after doing the exercise, then the trainer will start talking about the different moves of the lion dance. Right. Maybe this week we are learning the flower move. It's called the chrysanthemum flower move. So you raise the
You seem to
lion
know
head
these
up.
moves well. You join.
we
right?
Yeah, we went through the
Yes.
we went through the trial by fire, going through every single class with them every day, testing out the
That's
lion
nice.
head for ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
So every lesson will go through simple repertoires of some of the moves, and eventually we'll stack the moves together as a whole sequence. And this was actually part of our research as well, because we went to observe a cha-cha class. And by observing a cha-cha class, that's how they teach. Okay, now do the New York. They have a move called New York. So then they will spin around. And so actually, like, backtrack a bit, the starting research actually helped us a lot to inform how we can design a better program or curriculum for seniors. Yeah, so then after the learning all the flower move, all the 7 stars, after that, then the class will conclude with a cool down exercise. Yeah, then they will disperse and go back home for their afternoon nap.
When they learn the moves, do they do it individually or are they encouraged to do it together to complete one move? Because what I understand, lion dance is a very team thing.
Yeah, it was held in like a group setting, so there will be like a trainer, and then he or she will guide them through the moves as a whole. So they are supposed to kind of follow every single step, and then they will keep repeating it until they kind of get the essence right. For example, like Qi Xing.
7 stars.
Yeah, 7 stars. Qi Xing is like one of the moves for lion dance whereby they have to move the lion head in like 7 directions almost. Yeah, like up, down, left, right, then up, down again, something like that. Yeah, so for that one, they had to kind of memorize the sequence and the directions, either with the lion head or with the hula hoops. And then the trainers there will be there to kind of like refine whether they manage to hit those positions, things like that.
Yeah, so you imagine these 3 or 4 rows of seniors all following the trainer doing these moves. And that was actually the common denominator for all the seniors who participated, because as part of the program, we wanted to encourage fitness. So everyone goes through those moves. And Xuan, you're absolutely right. We chose lion dance not just because of the lion head. Lion dance offers a variety of roles for seniors. On top of lion head, you have the cymbals, you have the drums, right? So within this 5 to 6 week program, some of the seniors were also selected as the cymbal player if they are not selected as the lion head player.
Actually, we were having a pretty hard time selecting the seniors for the lion head
Because there were too many good ones.
Actually, it was more of I think a lot of them were not very confident that they can maneuver the head well.
I see.
Yeah, so all of them
Confidence.
a bit paiseh like maybe I'm not good enough. Like I don't think I can do it. Yeah, but in the end, thankfully we had 2 pretty suitable ones.
Okay, I have one question about like the whole thing in terms of, for example, since you already designate, okay, this person is going to do the head, this person is going to do the tail or body, right? Do you guys have any safety measures in mind in case if anything happens to the senior while they are doing?
Yeah, so for this whole lion dance choreography, it's all done on a wheelchair. I think that was Yeah, that was the first thing that we wanted to kind of also emphasize when we were sharing this program with the seniors. So no matter whether you are able-bodied, whether you are physically less able, you will all be on a wheelchair. And it felt like having this set in place, right, also kind of like levels the playing field, like it levels everybody. And also it was also our attempt to like hopefully destigmatize or like wheelchair choreography for lion dance. Yeah, so I think when they see their friends doing it, they also feel like, hey, actually it's not really a big deal whether I'm on a wheelchair or not. I can also do it.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that was one of the key things that we wanted to have for this program.
And we all also know designing for elderly, right? It's a strong area of interest, especially for a lot of designers. So given how aging is also increasingly prevalent in our society now, do you have any tips that you can give to everyone else, not just designers who are caring for this user segment?
I mean, looking at the bigger picture, we really want to encourage designers to rethink how we can conduct these activities for active aging. And through this project, we challenge the archetype of what an active aging activity is beyond the usual playing card games or even playing mahjong. Right, there are a lot more possibilities if we make interesting, inspiring activities to active aging activities. So how can we use more intriguing activities as vehicles to deliver senior care? So in this case, quoting our client, we use lion dance as a Trojan horse for senior care, fitness and wellness. So as a top level, that will be what I want to encourage the designers or people in the social sector to do.
Yeah, I think when we think of seniors, right, I think we can also be very prone to putting them into like a bucket, seeing them almost like a very distant group of people that we have to be extra careful for. But I think, or at least for me, because this is sort of my first project that I work so closely with seniors, you actually realize that they are also like us. They have dreams and hobbies and aspirations and very deep life experiences. They are just like us. So in fact, I think sometimes it can be very prone to like protecting them too much and then like creating activities or solutions that might be overly sterile. I feel like actually lion dance for them is something that I believe they will find more relevant and interest as opposed to sitting around in the nursing home or aging centers and playing cards all day, right? So that for me was quite a big insight, like seeing them as just like every one of us with their own set of fears and worries and dreams and hopes.
Yeah, building on that point of recognizing that they are individuals like us, we also have to recognize their aspirations and hopes and also their mindsets and attitudes towards aging. Some people, they are really active, right? They are more like the YOLO kind. They will want to go and try this and try that. Hey, can we design some activities for this type of seniors? But there are some people who just want to relax a bit, right? Just chill at the coffee shop
Just play
or
card lah.
play card but how can we like look at those touch points and see how we can integrate maybe fitness into a card game, for example, and really meeting them where they are to deliver these exciting activities for them.
Yeah, I think you already brought up a very good point, which is a lot of us tend to bucket seniors into just one type, like someone who is just frail, a bit deflated, less prone to want to challenge themselves. But we also need to know that they actually have a lot more years of experience than us as a living person. And there's a lot of history to them also. I think, like personally, I also feel like talking to elderlies, gives a lot of light in your life as well, because they shared a lot of their learnings
And
of life.
they can share so much wisdom as well into things. Yeah.
Any like memorable interactions of the seniors that you all work with as well?
It can be positive or negative or funny.
A pause. Dramatic pause.
There were multiple in my head now. Like I remember one senior, he was deaf or mute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So in our user testing of the lion head, right, like lion dance just became a language for us to communicate. We were communicating through moves and so on. And he was very enthusiastic about like trying out the lion dance. Like imagine if we were to play cards, he won't be able to participate that well, right? But finding different ways to engage the seniors also can help us reach different profiles of seniors.
Because all in all, I think lion dance is still, it's almost like a very core memory for them. They grew up watching it, right? So being able to kind of almost touch and activate these seniors in these ways that other programs might not be able to do was actually quite powerful. And he actually came back every week to go through the entire program with us.
Wow.
I think in a way, from what I can hear, right, it seems to me like all these seniors, they are really just reliving their youth again. And the fact that maybe to them, they get excited because they feel that, hey, lion dance is usually for someone who is young. But here is an opportunity for me to have a chance to give it a try.
And break the stigma.
Yes, and it's really like YOLO lah. Basically, they have nothing to lose. They are just in their golden years where they are just resting, and to be given this opportunity to give it a try, since maybe they missed it out in their youth, right? So I think it's really brilliant.
Yeah, we also had like almost like 99-year-old auntie. It's not really auntie lah. I think it's like a great-great-grandmother already at this point. Yeah, so she was also there for every week of the session, of the program. And I think when we asked her what she enjoyed most, I mean, she was always smiling and she would tell us like, wow, I really enjoy listening to the music. I think it's also like a very like nostalgic thing for her also, like to be able to be part of this musical and dance program. And then, so eventually for her, we gave her a role to be one of the cymbal players. And then she was actually there for the finale performance as well.
Yeah. Another story that came to mind was about Mr. Chia. So Mr. Chia, you might have seen him on the news lah. We almost wanted to not give him the role, right? I think the team was, because his background was actually a lion dancer, and we were thinking, he performed before already, right? I mean, last time he was pro, right? Yeah. But then we found out that actually last time he was the tail of the lion dance. He was the back of the lion dance, where he was very proud to tell us how he wagged his butt and make it look more lively. Yeah. So fast forward to now.
In the past.
yes. It was the era of twerking.
I think he also won some awards, right, for that.
Yeah,
he won some awards for that. So he was quite decorated as a lion tail wagger.
Yeah, but he was never one that maneuvers the head. Yeah, so then I think it will really be a good chance for him to. At the end of it, I think in one of the interviews with one of the news channel, he was like a bit tearing up really, telling the reporter that wow, he's 80 plus years old, he's able to perform this. He was really thankful for the experience.
Because he also shared with us that I think when he was in his 50s or 60s, he had some injury, so he wasn't able to do lion dance anymore. But now being able to do it on a wheelchair, I think he'll never imagine that he can still do it at that age.
Wow, actually I have a question also. I'm wondering how's the elderly's reaction when we all ask them to sit on a wheelchair?
Especially those who are originally not wheelchair bound, you see.
Fortunately, I don't recall any drama around.
There wasn't any like big.
But that was actually some of our team members' concern as well. Hey, you ask them to sit on the wheelchair, is it like touchy or not? Like, will they reject the idea of sitting on a wheelchair? Because typically people don't want to be associated with being frail, being weak.
Yeah, but I think all of them.
We kind of normalize it.
Yeah,
because we were demonstrating it on the wheelchair as well. So as young people, we were doing it on the wheelchair. So it was really all part of their efforts to normalize or destigmatize being wheelchair bound.
All right, thanks Hao Jie and Edmund for sharing with us all the behind the scenes around designing this program called Silver Pride Lion Troupe for our fellow elderlies in Singapore. And we just want to know also, can you share with us what have you learned from this experience?
Especially like on a personal level for you guys.
I think different strokes for different folks. So lion dance is just one of the many activities that we can create for seniors. And every senior has their own kind of inclinations or hobbies or things that they like. So for me, I learned that we have to create that diverse options for seniors. Just like for us, right? Like at this point of time, we have a lot of options to go for, right? Whether it's food, whether it's activities to take part in. We have things like class pass, where you can go and try different exercise. So similarly, at that age, even for me, I would want to have those diverse options for me to go and take part in, where they are considered and designed for seniors, and I can feel safe participating in them. Yeah.
To add to that, I think I've also realized that these seniors, end of the day, right, they are still very eager to like learn and pick up new experiences. Even though the act of lion dancing can be quite a complex and complicated process, or like even a program to go through, right? But I think we are always very heartened at the end of the session that we see these seniors being very enthusiastic to pick up what they have learned. I think I can still recall like towards the end of each class, some of the seniors will actually stay back and ask the trainers a lot of questions, say like, how can I do this better? Or they will even spend extra time to practice with the lion head before they go home. And I think like this act of like personal mastery, right, it's still very relevant no matter you are a youth or a senior. I can also recall like when we were doing our very early on the ground visits to some of these aging centers, right, we also observe a acrylic painting class, and you'll be amazed at the works that they actually put out. Like some of them are really very good at what they were doing, even though they have only been at the class for a few weeks. Like I think that enthusiasm to learning is something that we can all be very inspired by.
Yeah, I think from the design perspective, I feel like I have so much more to learn in order to understand how to not just use design as a trigger to create these provocations, but also to understand how to use design to ensure the longevity of these initiatives. Because through this project, we realized that hey, from the design perspective, now that we've done this pilot, what else can we do to bring this to more seniors, for example? How can we continue to activate the seniors? So for example, we've been thinking about ideas around designing easy to follow videos or tutorials as one way to create more accessibility to these lion dance inspired programs and exercises.
So talking about extending this initiative and even like breaking it down to smaller but similar initiatives, I'm also curious what's next for this program. Anything we can look forward to? Are you bringing it to more active aging centers?
Dramatic pause again. So one of the key challenges for this kind of activities is always resources, whether it's manpower, whether it's in terms of monetary resources. And in order to bring this, we have to find like-minded partners or investors or funders who believe in this cause to do that. So right now, from our side, our heritage partner, Bridging Generations, have been in talks with multiple grant givers. Also kind of cross-discipline, work with people like from NUS in terms of the research part. How can we bring research into the mix so that we can conduct a research but at the same time run the pilot, right, to validate this using heritage for active aging and how it can benefit the seniors. So things are happening, but we don't know yet. Honestly, we don't know, but we are trying.
Okay.
It would be really great if you guys like have official collaboration with an actual lion dance troupe with the Abings, right? So for example, I know I keep saying the Abings. So for example, it's like they can perform and then at the same time they can support the seniors. And
That's such a great
for
idea.
example, if they have an invitation to be performing somewhere, and then maybe they can check with this person, this client, oh, would you like our younger youths to perform, or would you like to see something new, something different? Our seniors wing, we will send over our youths will be the ones supporting the logistics, the labor, and all that.
Like a cross generation, or even
Correct.
baby lion dance. Like kids with like
See, you're getting
cutesy
ideas.
lions.
You're getting ideas now.
It's like, we got 3 gen HDB flats.
Oh,
How about 3 gen
Lion dance.
troupe?
Oh, so cute, baby lions.
Yeah, baby lions. Think
Those
about
are
it.
great ideas. Because one of the ideas that we have is also not the Abings. We were thinking about the schools. Because some schools do have a lion dance club. So can we like bring the seniors to the schools, or the students go to the senior activity center to conduct a class, for example? So we feel that there's a lot of potential and opportunity. Now it's about trying to see whether the stars align.
Right,
And
right.
a lot of times, like one of our clients told us, there's always a time for everything. Right? How can we, when is the right time, the right resources, and when can things come together to make things happen? And it may not be now, it may be 2 years down the road. We don't know.
But I think regardless, I feel really warm-hearted because I do think this is a very, like, it's a social situation that we are designing for. Because a lot of times, maybe in our field, like sometimes you'll get jaded, like, what's all this for, you know? But like just setting time aside to hear stories like this really make you feel like, wow, design can really help achieve something that is so real in this world.
It's like we are so used to just designing flat screens, you see, but hearing from you guys and then you get to see your reactions, it touches a life, you see.
Yeah.
A senior's life can be more fulfilled by maybe even doing this. You never know. Yeah.
I think it brings us back to why we become a designer in the first place. It may sound a bit like too noble, but I do feel that way lah.
They were trying to be noble, what?
Oh yeah.
Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the kind words.
No problem. Yeah, so what's next for you guys beyond this project? Is there anything that NOK is looking forward to doing?
So beyond running, creating activity like the Silver Pride Lion Troupe, we also have an initiative called the Public Design School. So for the Public Design School, our tagline is inspiring 1 million people to adopt creative thinking as a way of life. So it's one of our initiatives where we conduct master classes to share best design practices. So for example, what we did for Silver Pride Lion Troupe, we would like to create maybe a short master class to inspire more like-minded professionals like you, like both of you, right? To see how you can practice design thinking, or even people who are not in the design field to adopt creative thinking in their daily lives for problem solving. So for example, we've already conducted classes around AI design for speculative scenarios and products. Right, so we have people from all walks of life coming to our classes, like accountants. We have business designers, for example, coming to our classes. So really wanted to spread our expertise and see how different people can apply this way of design and creative thinking. So shameless plug over there for Public Design School. Follow us on Public Design School on Instagram. Follow us on NextOfKin Creatives for a lot of happenings around NOK.
Alright.
Yeah, so we've reached to the end of this episode with an interview with Hao Jie and Edmund. Thank you for your time, guys.
Thank you.
So we would like to also give a special thanks to Design Singapore and NextOfKin for being so spontaneous in supporting for this episode. It was the nice people from Design Singapore who actually extended a hand to us to introduce you guys to us. So we really, really appreciate it. I hope you guys had a fun time recording this session with us, as we did.
Yeah, and also we're really happy to be supporting the People of Design campaign, and hopefully we'll also be speaking to more of such people who are featured in the campaign as well. Also, if you know anyone who is doing something similar like what Hao Jie and Edmund did over here as well, also let us know. Reach out to us. We would love to speak to people like you.
Yeah, so just to close off this episode, how did you guys find this episode? Do you think it's interesting? Seniors doing lion dance? Are you gonna do lion dance next?
Do you think baby lion dance
is a good idea?
Is a good idea?
Or are you
3gen?
Yeah. So feel free to DM us on Instagram or LinkedIn.
As usual, if you like this episode, please like and share on your socials. We will really appreciate it.
Yes,
Alright, so thank you so much once
Thank
again,
you.
Hao Jie and Edmund, and NextOfKin Creatives and Design Singapore Council.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.